Vinyl 4. He's Craig. I'm Shawn. Let's go. We
Yeah.
got 16 more, Craig.
Yeah, we do.
Last episode was our first episode of Vinyl 4. Man, that was so much fun. Just going through making the choices.
Just the unknown.
The unknown.
The
And
unknown.
that's what we're doing every episode. As in case this is your first episode coming in, you didn't listen to episode 1 first, I'll just do a real quick recap. We're taking the Rolling Stone 500 greatest albums of all time. We're using the 2012 list, calling it the classic list. And we're randomly selecting numbers. Craig's got this computer generated number selector, and he shoots out the numbers, and whatever album Rolling Stone has ranked number 427 is X, not the band X, but example, versus number 32 Beatles, and we have to pick one. And then we'll whittle down or narrow down from the original 16, like a Sweet 16 in basketball, down to a Vinyl 4. And at the end of the episode, we will have our Vinyl 4. And every episode, that's what happens. The end result is a Vinyl 4. We set those 4 aside. We're going to go all the way through 500 and then some, because it doesn't work out perfectly with the math. But we will do 32 episodes like this, where we have 32 Vinyl 4s, and then we'll start pairing those up until we have a final Vinyl 4 at some point in about 45 weeks. It's going to be fun. I was just telling you, Craig, I've been looking forward to this all day because I have no idea what 16 albums are going to come up, and then what the pairings will be. What am I going to pick? So real quickly to recap from episode 1, our Vinyl 4 that's forever safe. And congratulations. These are the ones that made it. It's funny too, because I was looking at the year each of these was released. So my 2 picks and then your 2 picks. I had Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks, that made it all the way to the end, from 1975. And then from 1978, Cheap Trick at Budokan, the live album. Those were my 2 picks from my part of the Vinyl 4. Yours were Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced, from 1967, and The Cure, Disintegration, from 1989. So in that Vinyl 4, it spans from 67 to 89, which is pretty cool. 2 from the 70s, 1 from the 60s, and 1 from the 80s. And we're saying goodbye. We call it, those are the survivors. Those are the Vinyl 4, the survivors. Episode 1, we set those aside. We won't talk about those again for several weeks.
Right.
But we had to say goodbye to 12 really great albums, because they made the 500 Rolling Stone. They're all great albums. Even if we don't necessarily love them, it's not our favorite. But we say goodbye to 12. Do you want to roll down the list real quickly of the 12 that are gone?
Yeah. So we eliminated, sadly, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Electric Ladyland. That's tough. Elvis Presley's self-titled album, Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark, Etta James' At Last, Moby Grape, the self-titled Moby Grape album, Talking Heads' Remain in Light, the B-52s, self-titled B-52s record, the Neil Diamond Collection, The Who, Quadrophenia, the Drifters' Greatest Hits, Bruce Springsteen's Tunnel of Love. I know that's tough on Shawn there. And the a lot of self-titled albums. The Smiths' self-titled Smiths album.
Yeah, 3 of those 16 ended up being self-titled debut albums, which is, 4. Moby Grape, The Smiths, Elvis Presley, and B-52s. That's wild that 4 of the 16 were self-titled debut. Maybe we'll see that a lot. Maybe that's a trend, because so many great albums are the original debut album from different bands. So we may see that as a trend. Let's go. We're going to go through this. I've got a little fun thing that we'll do. Probably we're going to have a bit of a break, because we're going to get through this first round of choices. But I've got a book that I did last time. It's pretty cool. It's called 10 Albums That Changed My Life. And I'm going to pick an artist and just go through those, because I think it's fun. It'll be a nice little intermission, if you will.
Nice. Yeah.
Then at the very end, we'll do 2 albums each of records that are not in the Rolling Stone 500 that we believe should be.
Absolutely.
So with that, we'll jump right in. I get to go first this week.
You do.
You've got the random number generator. We did this beforehand for no other reason than the first time we recorded this for full transparency. We were doing the number generator live and it just took too long. And I was thinking, okay, you and I both agreed to this is, yeah, that's going to be bad for listeners. They don't want to hear us spinning the wheel, so to speak.
For sure.
So we pre-selected the numbers, but we have no idea. My first matchup is 276 versus 485.
Okay. You ready? 276.
I'm ready.
Eminem's Slim Shady.
All right.
That's the Slim Shady EP or LP. All right. What was the other one? 276 and what?
485.
485. All right. 485. Ready? Mop the Hoople. All the young dudes.
All right. Well, we have to make a tough, quick choice here. I'm going to surprise a lot of people. I'm going with Slim Shady. And I'm not anyone who follows our other podcast, Revinyl, I'm not the biggest hip hop fan in the world, but I do appreciate a lot of especially the stuff from the 80s and the 90s. This was groundbreaking. I love early Eminem. I really do. And I'm going to stick by that. I'm okay with that. Eminem, Slim Shady.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll call out your two numbers here.
Okay.
You have 94.
All right. Hank Williams, 40 Greatest Hits.
Okay. And then 197.
197. REM, Murmur. Sorry, Hank. You are gonna. I love Hank, but you are gonna. That was very quick.
Yeah. Oh, that did not take long. There was not much deliberation there. Okay. 406 for me.
All right.
And again, while Craig's looking this up, when I call out a number, this is what Rolling Stone ranked them at. And we don't care if it's number 487 versus number 2. If I like 487 better, I'm picking 487. I don't care what Rolling Stone ultimately picked it as.
All right. Well, I have a feeling about this. All right. So your number is 406. Shawn, 406 is Radio City from Big Star.
Okay. It's going to be tough to beat that one. Okay. 126. This better be a banger or it's out.
Oh, it is a banger. I don't think it's going to be much of a banger for you, though. I'm be honest. We'll see. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Catch a Fire.
Ooh, man. Yeah, I'm going Radio City Big Star. Anyone who listened to our other podcast that we did back during the COVID time frame, we have a podcast called Number One Fan Club, and we did a 2-part series on Big Star. So if anyone listened to that podcast, they know how much we love Big Star. That's a no-brainer. I love Bob Marley, but I'm going Big Star all day.
I do not blame you there. All right, what we got next?
77 for you.
77. Oh, AC/DC, Back in Black.
Ooh.
Woo. All right.
And then 258. Oh, it's going to be tough to beat Back in Black. I'm not trying to influence you, though, but just saying.
258. Oh, look at this. We were just talking about this on another podcast. The self-titled Whitney Houston album. Well, Whitney, sorry. This one's up. These are easy for me. Sorry, Whitney. Amazing talent, but we're talking Back in Black. I'm going Back in Black.
I mean, it was going to be tough no matter what came up versus Back in Black, at least for me. And I know how much you love that album too. Yep. It was going to be tough to beat Back in Black. All right. Number 69 for me.
69. It's got to be a risque one. Led Zeppelin 4.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right. 398. It better be a good one.
398. It is a good one. It's a really good one. Massive Attack, Blue Lines. I have a feeling I know where you're going on this one, though.
Yeah, love Massive Attack, and I love that particular record, but oh my gosh. And Zeppelin 4 is not even my favorite record. You and I have talked about this in terms of Zeppelin records. There's other ones that I love more than Zeppelin 4.
Yep.
But holy cow. I mean, there are not many albums that are going to beat Zeppelin 4 out in a first round one-on-one matchup. So Zeppelin 4 for me.
Totally agree. All right.
Okay, you have 170.
Oh, all right. That appears to be the Who live at Leeds.
Okay. And then you have 19. 19.
Oh, 19. Van Morrison, Astral Weeks.
All right.
Live at Leeds is such a class. This is tough. I'm gonna go Astral Weeks though. I could just be honest. I'm more of a studio guy than I'm a live guy. Live at Leeds is an amazing live album. Let that be said. But I'm gonna go with Van here.
That's a tough matchup. But anyone who listens to rock and roll and has throughout the years, and if you're focused on live albums, Live at Leeds is probably considered top 10 all time live records.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
Across the board.
Yep.
So that's tough. Okay. All right. So you went Van Morrison, Astral Weeks. All right. My number's 492.
492. Oh, great album. Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign.
Okay. And 23. That's a tough draw. 492 versus 23.
23. Ooh.
Not that we care.
John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's pretty easy for me. I don't know enough about Albert King. I know you know him a lot better than I do. Plastic Ono Band, not when it came out, because I'm not sure I was born, but Plastic Ono Band through the years when I went through my Beatles discovery phase, and then wanted to go, okay, what's next? All Things Must Pass by George Harrison, the early McCartney records, and then Plastic Ono Band was right there, and it is a phenomenal record. And so I'm going Plastic Ono Band.
It really is. I mean, it's hard to beat that. All right. What do we got?
Your last matchup here, 275.
275 is LaBelle, Nightbirds.
Okay. All right. Oh, 326. I almost forgot my job for a minute.
That's all right. 326.
I was admiring my list, thinking,
326 is Eric Clapton, Slow Hand. Once again, a very easy choice for me. I'm going Slow Hand for sure.
What an album. What a period of time right there for Eric Clapton. I mean, just a few years after Derek and the Dominoes and Cream and everything else that he did. He had so many. Eric Clapton had 9 lives pretty much. I mean, you think about all the different periods, and Slow Hand, what a great time period that was for him.
Yep.
Okay, I'm looking at my list and your list. So here are my 4. These are my 4 winners that I now have to narrow down to 2. I've got Eminem, Slim Shady, Big Star, Radio City, Zeppelin 4, and John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. And then you have REM Murmur, AC/DC, Back in Black, Van Morrison, Astral Weeks, and Clapton, Slow Hand. So those are the 8. And for those keeping score at home, now we're going to get down to my 2 and Craig's 2, which will create our Vinyl 4. But before we do that, the fun wrinkle that we add here is both of us get one chance to replace a cast-off from either of us for something else. So I'm going to list the cast-offs really fast.
Yep.
Mott the Hoople, All the Young Dudes, Hank Williams, 40 Greatest Hits, Bob Marley, Catch a Fire, Whitney Houston, Self-Titled, Massive Attack, Blue Lines, The Who, Live at Leeds, Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign, and LaBelle, Nightbirds. So last episode 1, you got to go first. I get to go first this time.
You sure do.
I'm going to replace Eminem with one that I personally casted off, but it was such a tough choice, but I'm going to replace it with Bob Marley, Catch a Fire.
You got mine. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
So Bob Marley, Catch a Fire, Big Star, Radio City, Zeppelin 4, and John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. Is there any other cast off that you want to take
Let's see
or replace?
here. So let's eliminate this. I'm doing the same thing you're doing here. Let's go to my Eminem here. Where are you, Eminem? Eliminated. Okay. So my choices of the eliminated are, so I really only have one album that I might would I've got one. I've got one. So I am going to replace, this is going to be blasphemy for so many people. I'm going to replace Van Morrison's Astral Weeks. I know, and that's number 19. I'm going to replace that with 492. I'm going to go with Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign.
I love it.
For sure.
Man, I mean, Born Under a Bad Sign and right at the bottom of the list, bottom of the barrel of the 500 at 492. And Albert King has survived, at least for the Elite Eight. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us now to we've got to narrow down our list here, and I almost feel like we need Jeopardy music just to here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give us both an opportunity to think about this, okay?
Okay.
And think about it. But while we're both thinking and contemplating, I am going to have some fun here and do something that I did last week, which this book, 10 Albums That Changed My Life. I kind of randomly picked one here. I did flip through, but I thought, oh, this is fascinating. I have the 10 albums. I think it works out to 10 for Derek St. Holmes. Most people know from Ted Nugent, lead vocalist on and off for Ted Nugent. He has a really cool list of 10 albums that changed his life, and I'm just going to run through them really fast here. His 10 records are B.B. King, Rock Me Baby.
Nice.
Chuck Berry, Mr. Rock and Roll.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the Beatles, Meet the Beatles. Man, I mean, this is early rock and roll stuff here.
Absolutely.
The Rolling Stones, self-titled, The Rolling Stones.
Okay. Wow.
Then he goes Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
There you go.
Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced? Then he has Jeff Beck, Truth. I think that was on last week's.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that is so cool. Led Zeppelin, the first Led Zeppelin album, and then MC5, Kick Out the Jams.
Wow.
So anyone counting there would say, well, Shawn, that's just 9, not 10. But that's because he actually put one of the albums that changed his life as the first Ted Nugent album, which was, I'm pretty sure he sang on that entire record, but I'll have to go back and look. But the first Ted Nugent record. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
I just think that's so fascinating because these are the people that shape and create the music that we love, and to hear what are their 10 records. And that I love that. Okay. I bought us a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Do you have your choices?
Yeah, I've got mine narrowed down. Mine's pretty quick. Mine's pretty easy.
Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first. You went first. I went first last time.
Okay. Mine. So I've got my 4: Bob Marley, Catch a Fire, Big Star, Zeppelin, and John Lennon. The first one I'm going to eliminate is actually the one you're going to be mad because it's a wasted pick. I'm going to eliminate Bob Marley, Catch a Fire first.
That's all right.
To get down to the 2.
Yep.
So that's out of the way. And then I got to think between Lennon, Zeppelin, and Big Star. And I got to tell you, it's really tough, but I'm going to eliminate John Lennon.
I knew
so
it.
My last 2 that are going to build into the Vinyl 4, my half of the Vinyl 4, Big Star, Radio City, and Led Zeppelin 4. So Led Zeppelin 4 for my Vinyl 4. How about that?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like mine's pretty easy. So the first thing I'll eliminate is the Albert King. I did the same thing you did. I took my alternate and just said, all right, chuck it. So that's eliminated. So I have REM's Murmur, AC/DC's Back in Black, and Eric Clapton's Slow Hand. For me, there's no comparison to, I mean, Murmur and Back in Black for me are, I'm going with the higher ranked ones too, or the lower ranked ones, however you looked at it. I'm going with 77 and 197, and I'm going to eliminate 326, which is Eric Clapton's Slow Hand. So my final 2 are REM Murmur and AC/DC's Back in Black. Super easy.
Wow. we're talking behemoths of rock between AC/DC. What's really ironic, I'm just thinking here for a second, but AC/DC and Zeppelin, to me, very comparable in a way, big arena bands, massive record sellers. And then two that were sort of off the beaten path, but also, I mean, Big Star was a huge influence on REM. So it's funny, you have Big Star and
Yep.
REM, and then you have AC/DC and Led Zeppelin. And I'm sure AC/DC would tell you that Zeppelin's one of their biggest influences. And I know REM would say Big Star was one of their biggest. So that's pretty cool. That's our vinyl four: Big Star, Radio City, Led Zeppelin 4, REM Murmur, and AC/DC Back in Black.
Very
Those four records are safe. They can never be messed with again until we get to down the road, narrowing down our list more.
So I was
Love
just
it.
thinking about this. Are we keeping track? Let's think about this because I don't know if we've discussed
Mm-hmm.
this about our vinyl four, and it doesn't matter now, but down the road when we start going to our vinyl fours and then comparing that to another vinyl four, are we still allotted the ones that we selected originally, or does that become like a just between the vinyl four
Yeah.
itself? Something to
I
discuss.
thought about that. This now we're letting people see behind the scenes. It's very interesting. I thought about it. I think we stick with our choices all the way through till the end.
Okay.
And what we'll probably end up doing, I was thinking about this, is probably creating our own seeds. So when we
Okay.
get to that last, whatever, 128, we're going to end up with 128 albums. That'll be the 32 vinyl fours. So 32 times 4, 128. So that'll be 64 for me and 64 for you. And I think we'll do some kind of seed
Okay.
and just do in segments, and we'll figure that out a little bit later. But I agree with you. Yeah, I think to me that would be the best way, is to stick with our own all the way till the end, where
Good
we
to
have
know.
two
Yeah.
each at the
No,
end.
I
Does that
like it.
work?
I like this a lot.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
I got some other ideas too for
Awesome.
we'll
Yeah. We talked about something, and I'll just throw it out. You can edit it out or you can leave it in, but we're going to end up with, when you do 500 and we're doing 16 at a time, that's going to put us at 496. So that's going to leave four. Although Rolling Stone also has a weird thing because they actually did 501 records, right? For the Rolling Stone 500. Isn't
the
that correct?
the list that I pulled from for sake of transparency came from Wikipedia, which was supposedly pulled directly from. I don't know if this is one of those things where it was legitimately a tie, and that's what Rolling Stone did. So it came up to four.
Yeah.
So I basically eliminated 501, and just for sake of ease. But yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
I would love to. We'll see, and we'll talk about it more as we get closer down the road, closer to the end of these first rounds. But we're going to have either 11 or 12 spots available.
Right.
And I'd love to see us get a lot of interaction from people and let the listeners vote on who that last round of
Oh, I would love to.
16 would include. So we have 4 or 5 that would come naturally from, be the last 4 or 5 left from the Rolling Stone 500, and then have listeners vote on, okay, you didn't, this one never came up. And then we just, it's a popularity contest and we add those in. That could be
So are
one
you
way to do it.
thinking? Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in there, but so
No.
are you thinking that the one when you say this one didn't come up, the ones that were eliminated, or anything's on the table?
Anything's on the table.
Love it.
Because to me, the ones that have been eliminated just are gone.
Yeah.
And then we would just add 11 or 12 more, whatever the number is. But we'll
Cool.
see. We'll
Love it.
see what the listeners think.
Yeah.
The other option would be that we could just pick 12 albums post 2012 that are also highly ranked on the Rolling Stone latest edition, that are, because there'd be some Radiohead probably and stuff like that that are more recent. We could always do
Yep.
that. But I think it'd be fun to let the listeners do that. And I know you and I talked about that and thought that'd be pretty cool.
Love it. Yeah.
All right. The last thing we're going to do, and this is going to be a tradition for us, is to pick 2 of our own personal favorite records each that are not in the Rolling Stone 500 that we would make an argument should be.
Okay. Well, as customary, last time you were kind enough to let me go first. I'll let you go first.
Okay. All right. The first one I'm going to pick, it's a no-brainer for me. We talk about this record and this band all the time. They just don't get they don't get the respect they deserve. And this isn't, I said from the beginning, I probably wouldn't do a lot of obscure picks. This will seem obscure to some people, but a lot of people know this record, and the people that know this record love it. And it to the point of it's got a definite cultish following to it,
Mhm.
is Jellyfish Belly Button. It's just,
Nice.
it's such a amazing, near perfect record for me. I just have always loved that from the moment I first heard it working in a record store in college.
Love it.
Always been one of my favorite albums. So that to me is one right out of the gate.
Okay.
The second one for me, actually, this won't be a surprise to you, is Scoundrel Days by Aha. And some people might go, "Oh, really? Aha?" But that second album, that Scoundrel Days, Take on Me was a great song, great video. They were sort of in the US a one-hit wonder. They were massive everywhere else in the world, especially in Europe.
Absolutely.
And that album, Scoundrel Days, there's not a bad cut on that record. It's one of the best albums of the '80s, in my opinion. And to me, in a perfect world, this would be in the top 500, but it's not. That's okay.
Very
It's
cool.
in my top 500.
Very cool. Love it. I'm not going. I don't feel like for us you didn't go obscure, but I think for the average listener, this is 2 weeks in a row where you've gone a little bit deeper. Mine are, I think, well, one of them might not be. All right, I'll come right out of the gate. This is for you, Kevin, and I totally agree. I can't believe that Billion Dollar Babies from Alice Cooper is not in the top 500. Just ridiculous. Brilliant album. They have Love It to Death. I love that album. That's probably my second favorite, maybe even a tie with this album. But Billion Dollar Babies is just a brilliant, brilliant album. So let's go, Alice. And then I think the other one too. I'm trying to think. I don't know if they have any albums in the top 500. I don't think they do, and that's the Jam. They don't have a
Oh,
single Jam album. Now, my favorite album is Sound Effects, and it's a 5-star album all the way. It's definitely my favorite, but I think their most pinnacle album is All Mod Cons. So I'm going Jam, the Jam, All Mod Cons. If you don't know the Jam, punk band out of the UK. But yeah, All Mod Cons is brilliant. It's punk. It's mod.
yeah.
It's everything. There's so much influence too. There's so much melody, and Paul Weller is one of the best songwriters out there.
I agree. The musicianship, because a lot of people, when they think punk, think just absolute fury, guitars, drums. They were very measured and controlled in their playing. Going underground or That's Entertainment. Some of those songs, even though they were labeled as a punk band, I don't even know how you would describe it. But yeah, mod, punk. It had a little bit of soul. It was towards the end, even starting to give a hint towards Paul Weller's next band, Style Council.
Yep,
He's a genius. It's just in the UK, they know what a genius Paul Weller is. In the
absolutely.
US, not so much.
Yep, absolutely.
He's one of the best. I love that, Craig. Those are two really good ones. That's what's going to be fun every week. Man, my voice is cracking all of a sudden. I'm getting choked up thinking about the jam.
So much
uh,
emotion.
so much emotion. But that's what's going to be fun every week, is picking these at the very end of because there's so many of them. There's so many great records. To Rolling Stone's credit, I mean, they could. It's the Rolling Stone 500, not the Rolling Stone 5000. I mean, we could go on
Oh
for
yeah,
weeks talking about, oh, I can't believe this isn't there, or this isn't there. So it's not even a diss to Rolling Stone. It's just these are some other great albums that we love, and we want to share those with our listeners.
I think that's the thing too. I'll start dig. I've got some. I legitimately already have 20 albums. So I already have 16 beyond this that are on my list, and I know a couple you're gonna pick, and they're all pretty much big. Some of these are artists that are on that are one of their albums is in there, but another one isn't. So I did select that, and then some of them I'm like, really, like the Jam? They don't have a single album. That's just crazy. But I get it. I totally get it. Some of this stuff is personal. You know, the Aha album for you is very personal. Same
Yeah.
thing with Jellyfish. But I think anybody that listens to them would, it's just one of those things where you might know a song. With Aha, you definitely know a song, but they were so much more than a one hit wonder. And Jellyfish just never got the attention they deserve. That album is brilliant. I mean, it's just from start to finish, it's banger after banger after banger. So I need to think a little bit deeper. I just went, I don't know. I don't know. I went with some big
Yeah.
albums, and I'm surprised. And then I did go with some personal faves as well. So anyway, I'm fast forwarding.
I love
Sorry.
it. Well, what you did last week with Led Zeppelin and the Police were just shocking to me. So I think this is going to be fun just to look at the records that didn't make it. But here we are, end of the episode. We now have picked our second vinyl four. We put those aside. So now we have 8 that are safe. 4 from last week, 4 from this week.
8
Go
safe,
back.
24 are gone.
24 are gone and 8 are safe. Really excited to keep doing this. Excited to get some fan comments on this. Please email us vinylfourpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up. Can't wait for the next episode. Go check out our other podcast, Revinyl, and we will do this again next week. Thanks, everybody.